The Joe Rogan Experience.
Everybody has imposter syndrome too, man. When you meet famous people, like I had a phone call the other day with Johnny Depp.
You did?
Me and Johnny Depp are talking on the phone, and I'm like, what is going on in my fucking life where I'm here having a phone call with Johnny Depp?
Do you want to come on the podcast?
Oh, I don't know. I just wanted to talk to him. It was just a cool conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Good guy?
Oh, he's a very
I'm a
nice
fan.
guy. I'm a big fan.
Me too. I
He's
love Johnny
He's
Depp.
a sweetheart of a guy.
Phenomenal.
Too. But it's like talking to him on the phone. I'm like, what is this life? You know, and people, I bet even Johnny Depp feels like he's full of shit. Everybody feels full of shit.
Like a fraud. Like
Everybody's a fraud.
Someone's going to pull the curtain up.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
And when everybody said, like, you suck, you're a fraud, like, yeah, you're right. Everyone's a fraud.
Yeah, cool, man.
Everyone. I guarantee you, Daniel Day-Lewis probably feels like a fraud sometimes. It's imposter syndrome. Everyone gets it.
But so talking to Johnny Depp, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I'm like, what is
And before that
happening?
was Kanye West.
Yeah, that was weird too.
To you, that wasn't insane too?
That was weird too. It was real weird. It's weird. I met Paul McCartney once at the Improv. I was like, hello, what in the fuck am I doing staring at you? How are you a real thing? How are you really Paul McCartney?
Crazy.
I didn't even stick around to talk to him. Just said hi and kept moving. Hi. He saw me do stand up too. I was thinking about him while I was in there. I was like,
just
I hope he can handle it. What if Paul McCartney gets really bummed out?
Walks away.
What if did like the Caitlyn Jenner thing and got
Heckles
bummed
you?
out at me? You know?
Have you ever talked to those guys and asked to come on the podcast and anyone said no? Or you don't even push it?
Chappelle is an interesting one because him and I have talked about it. Yeah. No, Mike. No.
I don't. No, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. No. Fucking Rick Chappelle, motherfucker.
His cousin. Dave is. David said it was like he's like I'll do it sometimes. I go, but I don't know. You know. And I was like, dude, I hear you. I don't do anybody else's. I mean, I don't have any time.
No, why would you?
Yeah, I don't have any time. And second of all, I get it, man. You say enough with your comedy. And it's like, Dave is a smart guy, man. He figured it out. He figured out where it was slipping away when they were fucking with him when he was doing the Chappelle show. And he was like, you know what? Let me just sit back for a bit. Just sit back for a bit. And he started doing, do you know what he did? You see what an artist Dave Chappelle is? He wasn't scheduling shows. Instead, he would bring a speaker to the park.
Oh, I know.
In Seattle. He'd set up a fucking speaker and do an impromptu stand-up show. And everybody was like, what is going on? And at the time, he could have filled up arenas, man.
Crazy.
I mean, it still can, for sure. You know, still can, still does. The ones I did with him were phenomenal. We had so much fun. But he decided to take time off. He decided that, like, let me just sit back.
And you know this, especially at the level you're at, to step away is probably the hardest. To say no is probably the hardest thing.
He's our biggest genius. He's our biggest comedy genius. And he might be one of the biggest comedy geniuses ever.
Oh, yeah.
But he's certainly our biggest comedy genius of today. He understands comedy like nobody else does.
Did you hear what he said to Trevor Noah was on a show, and they asked him about opening for Dave Chappelle, because Chappelle brought him on a bunch of dates. And Trevor Noah was like, he was saying, he goes, I mean, I'm fairly good at stand-up. I'm not the best, but, you know, I've been doing stand-up a while now. And he goes, I'm in the green room with Dave Chappelle. And he goes, and I'm thinking, why the fuck would he have me open for him? Like, he has all these guys, like great comics. Why do you have me? So he said that to him. He goes, hey, Dave, I gotta know, man, why the fuck do you have me at your shows? Why do you have me open for you? And he goes, you know a million better comics. And he goes, I can find any funny. There's a ton of funny people. There's a ton of funny comics. He goes, but you're funny and interesting. So to your point, he's like, we can go to dinner like you're an interesting person, and people care about interesting people. So there's guys I can bring out who are going to murder, but they're not interesting. People don't care. You can murder and you're interesting. That's why you're here.
I'd like to talk to Dave, see if that was an accurate quote.
Yeah,
Dave must have been like, what?
Yeah, no, he's like, I didn't say
told
that.
him it was funny. What the
I told him he was cool, man.
Jesus Christ.
I told him he's here because he rolls a good joint. And he's just, Trevor Noah just carries that.
Stop it.
He said, I'm here because I'm really smart.
Don
I have a
Elby
giant
Stop
dick.
lying, son.
Stop lying,
son.